Vermiglio, the Mountain Bride, which is the subtitle for it, so the English speaking
Oh yeah.
audience can also understand what it's about. It's about like a girl up on the mountain and she gets pregnant. That's a bit of a spoiler, but yeah, this was a surprise, right? I mean, it just says in the logline, it just says that like a soldier arrives and there's like three sisters and a family and there's a bit of turmoil that he causes. It
Yeah.
doesn't say she gets pregnant, but I guess hey, Vermiglio, she's pregnant now. If you say it 3 times, you actually get impregnated. It's like Beetlejuice.
What the-
But no, this is set at the end of World War II in a small mountain village.
Oh, that
And
guy.
yeah, to me, I gotta say, like, this wasn't that much different than other small town dramas that I've seen before. And to me, it kind of lacked a bit of a connective tissue where there were quite a few subplots and a lot of characters. It ultimately like fades a lead woman a bit into the background, where I was more intrigued about like the soldier, and he's not really like that active of a focal point in the movie. I can't tell, but like I was a bit bored during this one as well, and it didn't leave much memory. I know I can go back to my notes and see what I wrote, but I doubt it will be much. But yeah, Kev, what did you make of it?
I was actually kind of trying to see if this is a debut. I guess she has made another movie called Maternal. I haven't seen that. It's one of those very slow movies, right?
Yeah,
And it's in the mountains. Now, the thing is, this does take place during World War II. Are the soldier that is in the town is fleeing the war? So there are
yeah,
people in the town. Like rumors are happening, and that aspect is really intriguing. It's also very intriguing that the basically like the sort of town mayor, like the grandparent of the town, also is teaching people, giving his knowledge, and that dynamic is also very interesting to see. It just happens very slowly, and it is not that interesting for many of the runtime. But it is in all, it's not a bad movie. It's just that it doesn't
yeah.
offer that much for also the length that the movie is. It's almost 2 hours, and being in those mountains for 2 hours is quite a bit of a drag. So yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 10. Could be really a bit lower, but it just didn't have that punch. It just didn't have that punch.
I gave it a 6 out of 10 as well. I feel like like where it is more interesting. That's why like I don't agree with the tag the Mountain Bride, but I guess Vermiglio is hard to remember. But it
I
is
didn't.
also like about her one of her brothers that is basically not smart and doesn't really know what to do with himself, because like the mayor in town is someone who comes from intellect and has those sort of expectations about like the patriarchal structure that he can kind of put down on the rest of the village. Uh, Again, I don't think it explores it in any like interesting way though. I think it's well made overall, so I gave it
Same.
a 6 out of 10 too. Like there's not a ton of films, even the ones that we don't like, that are not well made. I think those don't get into Venice.
Also, this is
And
an
yeah,
Italian movie, right?
this is an Italian movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Italian movies weren't that bad this year, and there
No,
weren't
not
a lot of
no.
mediocre ones, but they were, solid.